Hello my friends. In this modeling project I am building a diorama of a fantasy naval warfare between the USS Minneapolis CA-36, US Gato SS-212 1941 and the Japanese IJN I-400. Using models that I have done in the past, I will build a fantasy naval warfare between USA and Japan, East versus West. The models are the USS Minneapolis CA-36, Japanese IJN I-400 and the US Gato SS-212 1941. Click on the top right corner to watch those videos. Wood of about 45 by 40 centimeters. I am thinking to set it up like so. The Japanese submarine attacks the US ship while the US submarine tries to defend it. Marking their locations. PVA glue everywhere. Placing styrofoam leftovers. Styrofoams are done. PVA gluing tinfoil and opening holes wherever necessary. Repeating the process for a second layer, open the holes off camera. PVA gluing paper. I use toilet paper to shape things up exactly like I need them to. Repeating the process for a second layer. In some places I will add another layer for the curved appearance that I am going for. Where lines appear, water brushing to make them disappear. The basic shape of the sea and its waves is done. Because of the tinfoil, I will have to let things dry for about 24 hours. While waiting for them to dry, I will create the diorama's frame. PVA gluing this balsa wood and using pin needles if and when needed for better adherence. Completed the frame off camera. As you can see, it is shorter too. The surface is dry now. Gray primer diluted with water. After it is dry, Vallejo's dark sea gray airbrushing the deeper parts of the surface. At the base of the sea waves and up until almost to their tops, Vallejo's deep dark green airbrushing. The story so far. Amomig's deep green airbrushing the sea waves tops. Clear varnish coating the surface. When it is dry, Vallejo's Mecha electric blue airbrushing, 60% thinner, 40% color. The story so far. A second clear varnish coating. completed it off camera and letting it dry. Off camera, I cut this part out because I didn't like the way the ship was floating. PVA gluing the ship with a small tilt because supposedly it will be maneuvering. We'll be creating the waves wash, but first little bit of cotton to fill the gaps between the ship and surface. Foam putty creating the waves wash. The story so far. Because the ship is maneuvering, I am creating the wave's wake as an arc line instead of a straight one. Further enriching both the waves wash and wake with the lovely foam putty. On a piece of glass, shaping a piece of cotton as a wave, adding gloss medium whenever is needed. This gives the cotton a more realistic look. Placing the cotton, adding gloss medium whenever is needed. Repeating the process for the rest of the waves. Plans have changed. I will place the US submarine on the right side and the Japanese on the left. The Japanese sub will be attacking the US sub while the US ship will try to defend it. I will place the Japanese sub last. Also, I have more work to do with the US ship's waves after the current ones will have dried. Just like with the US ship earlier on, off camera, I cut this part out and PVA glued the sub. Foam puttying. And just like with the US sub earlier on, off camera, I cut this part out and PVA gluing the Japanese sub. I will create an explosion on the Japanese sub using this white LED light that I already painted yellow off camera. Drilling a hole and placing the LED light. Supergluing the LED light. Testing the light just in case. Off camera with little bit of cotton filled the gaps between the sub and surface. Foam putty creating the waves wash. This part here doesn't need lots of detail because the explosion will take care of that. In order to create the explosion, made few cotton balls off camera and PVA gluing them like so. Letting them dry in order to shape and paint them later on. Adding some more foam putty here and there, but this time a bit diluted with water. Detailing. US ship's cannons targeting the Japanese sub and with some cotton making few cotton rolls. Off camera clipping them with scissors a bit. PVA gluing the cotton rolls at the gun's barrel's edges, hence creating their muzzle flashes. Repeating the process for the smaller guns. With red metallic wire, cotton, PVA glue and gloss medium will create small explosions that I will place here and there in the water. Keep in mind that this is my way of doing this, and I am pretty sure that there are multiple ways to go about it. Cutting. PVA gluing the cotton. Gloss medium. Shaping. Easy as 1, 2, 3, and 4. While waiting for the things to dry, painting sea foam mostly on top of the waves. Painting yellow the big gun's muzzle flashes. The smaller gun's muzzle flashes I may leave them white or paint them gray or something. Adding some orange here and there. I decided to paint the smaller gun's muzzle flashes gray. Painting. PVA gluing the small explosions in the water here and there and drilling holes whenever is needed. Off camera I added the rest of the explosions, shaping the big explosion on the Japanese sub to make it look more realistic. PVA gluing and shaping some cotton for another smaller explosion on the Japanese sub. Yellow airbrushing the big explosion. Orange airbrushing. Airbrushing with red. Very dark red airbrushing. Shadows with black airbrushing. For the smaller explosion, black airbrushing. Airbrushing with brown. Before fixing the waves here and here, allow me to demonstrate the explosions light with my studio lights off. Fixing the waves. Made off camera from a toothpick, couple torpedoes. It's supposedly the Japanese sub launched against the US sub. PVA gluing the torpedoes. Vallejo's water texture for added illusion of torpedoes being under the water. Using a toothpick to fix a few things. The Japanese IJN I-400 carries few Aichi M6A1 Seiran aircraft. One of them I will place seemingly suspended in midair. I have attached a 0.3 mm metallic wire that I already painted blue. Drilling a hole. Adding PVA glue. Placing the Aichi M6A1 Seiran aircraft. The Seiran attacks. Painting with my preferred diorama frame color, black. Adding some foam on the torpedoes. Gloss varnish. We'll do 2 to 3 more coatings off camera. My first such diorama ever is ready. The next one will be better. Hopefully you like the project and you will enjoy the presentation. Hit the like, subscribe and notifications bell buttons. This way, together, we can grow a community around the exciting art of scale modeling. Stay tuned for more scale modeling videos. Thanks for watching.